I'm back again. You know who it is. DJ Daniel breaking down the business for you. Still in chapter 7. Sorry about my title. I got kind of excited there. Here you go. So we ended up talking about planning last time. So this video talks about organizing. Here's the main thing to remember about organizing. It's all about putting people in the proper place for success. Right? Putting people in the proper place for success. Organizing. Think about a party. Everybody can't DJ. Everybody can't set up the tables. Everybody can't be in the kitchen. What does that mean? Some people cook. Some people serve. Some people seek people. Some people spin records or DJ. However you want to look at it. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does their own thing, you know, and that's what organizing is. It's putting everybody in the proper place. In the business, we have what we call first line managers, middle managers, and top managers. Everybody has their own unique job. For instance, a top manager doesn't know everything that goes on in a store. For instance, say if you owned a Wendy's, let's say, yeah, like a restaurant, you know, like you own like a corporation. Like it's not your job. It's not your job to know how to work the fryer. You know what I'm saying? That's not your job. I had a student one time said, you know, the CEO of McDonald's, he's so stupid. He came to our store one time and he didn't even know how to turn on the fryer. I'm like, girl, guess what? That ain't his job. His job is to be a top manager, strategic planning, middle managers, tactical planning, first line managers, day-to-day operation. Now your store manager should know how to work the fryer, but it's very possible the CEO has absolutely no clue how to work the fryer in your store. So what is organizing about? Putting people in the proper place. Does that make sense? I'm a big guy. You see? Big guy. Not strong, some a little flabby really. But here's my point. Here's my point. In this point, right? I lost my point, but it just came back to me. All right, here's the thing. This is what you have to consider in organizing. I tried to play football one time. I wanted to be a running back because I wanted to score all the touchdowns. Guess what? I'm too big to be a running back. I was too slow to be a running back. But the coach didn't tell me no. He let me figure out where I needed to fit. So when I started working out with the running backs, I realized I didn't fit there. I found a place for me to fit on the defensive line, and I really excelled there. Does that make sense? So what are we saying? In organization, you have to put people in the proper places. Will everybody be a CEO? No. Will everybody be a business owner? No. Does everybody need to do customer service? No. But if you're going to have a great business, you have to learn to put people in the right places to be successful. You got to put people in the right places to be successful. And if you put people in the right places, guess what? They will succeed. But if you put somebody out of place, that will cause a problem. The main thing you want to look for in your managers, if you're looking for a top manager, you want to look for strategic thinking. That's what you look for. If you're looking for a top manager, you want strong conceptual skills, strategic thinking. If you're looking for middle managers, right, the main thing you're looking for is what we call human relation skills, knowing how to work with people, knowing how to communicate with those above you and those below you. So if you're looking for a good middleman, you're looking for human relation skills, knowing how to work with people and process those visions. First line managers, you want somebody with strong technical skills. Technical is not always computers. No, I'm talking about not just computers. No, technical skills in a sense, how to work the machines in the store, how to work the cash register, how to do inventory. The first line manager should know every job in the store, right? That should be what you should strive to do. So that's all you need to know about organizing. Organizing is all about making sure you put people in the right place for them to succeed and also for the company to succeed, and they'll be motivated in their place. Now, here you go. Leading. Oh my gosh, leading. This is the hard part. This is all about providing focus and direction to others and motivating them to achieve organizational goals. There are two parts to leading. People get this wrong on the test all the time. Leading and motivating. Why do people mess it up? Because they don't realize leading is a part of leading. So when I say what are the two parts of leading? Leading and motivating. Leading is the process of influencing people to work toward a common goal. What is motivating? The process of providing reasons for people to work in the best interest of the organization. Motivation cannot be, I'm going to give you more money. That's not motivation. That's bribery. You see the difference? Motivation is giving you reasons to work in the best interest of the organization. Bribery is I'm getting for you to work in the best interest of you because I'm giving you more. Leading is influencing people to work to the best of their ability. Now, there are three main leadership styles in business: autocratic, democratic, and free reign. The book talks about this. Autocratic, democratic, free reign. Really quickly, autocratic. This is when you alone as the manager make all decisions without consulting others. Autocratic leadership, when you make decisions on your own without consulting others, right? Second is what we call democratic. When we make decisions together, but the final decision still rests in the manager. Democratic. We make decisions together, but the final decision still rests with the manager. So that means the group can't agree to something, but it still comes down to the manager. But he does listen to the input of other people. Free reign leadership, it's all about me assisting the employee or the other person to make the best decision they think is needed. Now, so notice with free reign, it's not the manager per se making the decision. It is him trusting his staff to do what is in the best interest of the organization. Autocratic, democratic, free reign. What's the difference? There are two main differences you have to consider when you're trying to decide what leadership style to use. When autocratic leadership, you want to use this with uneducated people or people with no job experience. Uneducated or people with no job experience. Autocratic, think about like fast food restaurants, things of that nature. That's what we call autocratic leadership. They don't ask for your opinion. They don't ask you for recipes. They just tell you to do your job. We don't care about your education. Just do your job. Because we don't consult you when it's time to make decisions. Just do your job. Autocratic leadership, usually these employees usually don't have much motivation because they're not really a part of anything because they're just doing a job. Now, democratic leadership is different. Democratic, we need people who have education. Right? We need people. The key component of democratic leadership is education. People have to have education because if you have education, guess what? Then you can have input when we're trying to make decisions. Because the democratic leadership is about me consulting with other people. But if you don't have any education, why am I going to consult with you? You ain't got nothing to add, yo. So lastly, free reign. Free reign. This is all about trust. Trust. How do you build trust in business? By making good decisions in the past. So free reign leadership is not for a new employee. Free reign leadership is not for a new employee. It's for someone who has a proven record of who has a proven track record, I should say. The book also says this is the leadership style you use what we would consider experts, industry experts, people who know what they're doing. So autocratic leadership, uneducated people. Democratic leadership, you need educated people. Free reign leadership, people you completely trust to make good decisions. Now, you must know which style of leadership works best for your company, for the people you work with. Remember, we said management is an art, going back to that concept, but you must know what style works best for your people. The last function of management, we talked about planning, we talked about organizing, we talked about leading. The last one is controlling. And this is making sure we measure performance, making sure we're doing the very best it can be. There are 5 steps in the controlling function. Number 1, establishing clear standards. Number 2, monitoring, recording performance. Number 3, comparing results against the standards. 4, communicating results, and lastly, taking corrective action. The biggest mistake most managers make is in step 1, establishing, here's the key word, clear. Establishing clear standards. This is where most people mess up. They just say something like, generic, just go do a good job. Do the best you can do. All those statements are not clear because if I'm going to monitor your performance, I have to know. Think about this. Think about a sports analogy, for instance. A sports analogy says, you have to have a winner of the game. How do we have a winner of the game? Keep score. How do we keep score? Based on if you make a 2-pointer, it's worth 2 points. You make a 3-pointer, it's worth 3 points. You make a 5-shot, it's worth 1 point. If there was no scale, how could we tell who's the winner? That was a good shot. I give you 10 points for that. Oh, that shot was okay. I give you 2 points. Do you see how that can lead to people being unclear about where they score or how they're doing? So the biggest thing in the controlling process is making sure you give people clear standards. And then step 4 is also important, that you communicate the results. When someone is not stepping up to the plate, guess what? Guess what you need to do? You need to sit down. You need to talk with them. Use the art of management to figure out what's the best way to motivate them to get where they need to be. Because if you don't do that, guess what happens? They fall back. You don't want that to happen. You want to tell them clearly what you expect from them, but then also you want to communicate those results to them so then you can do step 5, which is take corrective action, that they will know, okay, this is what I need to do. This is how I need to improve. Because if that's not in place, it's going to cause a problem. So now we've covered chapter 7 in 2 videos. We talked about management. We talked about planning. We talked about organizing. We talked about leading. We talked about controlling. And notice all of this is based on the manager. Remember what I said from the beginning of chapter 7. It's all about getting people to change, getting people to produce the best they can through the tools they have in the best interest of the organization. Are we clear? If not, guess what? I did my part. Go study, be prepared, so you can be ready for when the test comes. All right, that's chapter 7. Bye.